might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
Welcome back. Weekend game plan on TSN 690, just ahead of Habs breakfast. Marco D'Amico will join us, and we'll talk a little Montreal Canadiens. Later on, Mark Griffin of LDS will join us with the crazy wild card chase that's happening right now in the American League and the National League for that matter. Let's get to Mark.
Weekend Game Plan gets out into the community with Suburban Newspaper sports editor Mark Lidbetter and the Amateur Sports Report.
All right, let's get right to it. Short on time. Mark, let's start with baseball.
Yeah, well, in the regular season play, the 440 Laval Pirates and the St. Eustache Bisons split their games down the middle. But in the division semifinals, the Bisons took the broom to the Pirates, sweeping their best-of-5 series with 3 straight victories. And 2 of the games were heartbreaking one-run losses for Laval, 2-1 in the opener and 7-6 in the third. Game 2 was a runaway for the Bisons, taking a 10-2 victory. The series opened at Larry Belisle Park in St. Eustache, with the home side taking the game by that 2-1 score. But Pirates pitcher Anthony Charbonneau had a solid 5 innings until he surrendered runs in the third and fourth, giving the Bisons what they needed for the win. Games shifted to Laval Stade Paul Marcel Mayhew for a doubleheader where Laval could not take advantage of playing at home, dropping both ends of the doubleheader. In the opener, St. Eustache blew open a 5-2 contest in the top of the 7th with a 5-run outburst. The Pirates failed to respond in their half, giving the visitors a 2-game lead in the best-of-5 series. Now, Laval abandoned 10 men on base in that loss, so that was in that loss, and in the nightcap, won by St. Eustache. The Bisons saw 6 runners touch home in the opening game, and Laval replied with 5 runs in the home half of the second, and then pulled even in the third. But the visitors took the lead in the top of the fourth and held on to close out that series. So the Pirates have sailed off until next year.
All right, on the ice.
Yeah, and like father, like son is very apropos for 21-year-old Alexis Gravel, who's pursuing a career as a goaltender in professional hockey. That's a path followed by his father, Francois, who spent time in the American Hockey League but played a journeyman's career in European professional hockey. Now, the son's getting his shot as he's received an invitation to the Montreal Canadian Development Camp that takes place in mid-September. And that is another connection, as his father was drafted 87th overall by the Canadians in the 1987 entry draft. Now, the younger Gravel has played with the Halifax Mooseheads in the QMJHL, where he logged 198 games over the past 5 seasons, plus another 37 in postseason. And in the 2018 NHL entry draft, Chicago made him a 6th-round selection. He's now a free agent, and he was excited to get camp. And he's been training and working hard to take a run at playing pro. He's been with Marco Raimondo, the goaltender guru, for several years. And then this year, over the last year, he's done extensive workouts with Gabriel Roy-Lehoux, who Gabriel set him through a whole battery of tests, poked and prodded, and set up a program that that he's been following so religiously, and he wants to really take a shot at making the pros.
All right, and finally, another ice sport.
Yeah, and though faced with some uncertainties due to the ongoing COVID pandemic, the Pointe Claire Ringette Association that serves Dorval, Lachine, and Pointe Claire is forging ahead with preparations for a full season. Registration and renewal forms have already gone out to the families of the 256 players who form one of Quebec's top organizations during the 2019 season, and that's when it was last played. The first priority, though, for the association volunteers will be to rebuild the base categories: Learn to Skate kids age 4 to 9, the U8 Mosquitoes, and the U10 Novice program. But next up for the association's calendar is an early fall open house, so I'll update that when they have it. But for more information about registering to play Ringette, contact Lori Young at registrar@Ringette with a UETTE pointclair.ca or call 514-630-1300, local 1337.
All right, 514-630-1300, extension 1337. Sports at thesuburban.com if you want to reach Mark for this weekly segment or the weekly newspaper. It is Weekend Game Plan here on TSN 690. On the other side, a newcomer to the show, Marco D'Amico. He'll weigh in and help us dissect what we will see on the roster and who could surprise at Habs camp. That is on Habs Breakfast.